A lot of people will look at a Christian and say, well, I don't want to go to church. There's just a bunch of hypocrites. And I want to encourage you with this. The reality is there's a little hypocrite inside of all of us. And the moment you say, well, their hypocrite's bigger than my hypocrite, okay, now we're really playing an infinite game, right? Like we're just comparing how hypocritical we all are. But it's natural to say, hey, is this thing real? Or is it just a talking point? Is this just something to make someone feel better? There was a pastor who was in London. He was doing a series of messages in the early 19th century. He was doing a series of messages, early 20th century, on honesty. And he was talking about the importance of honesty and living honest lives. And he finished everything on Sunday. He was tired. He went home. He slept. And he had to be back for some appointments at the church the next day. And he lived in a borough outside of the inner city of London where his church was. And so he got on the bus, and it was one of those big double-decker buses, in London. And so he got on the bus, and just as was his practice every single day when he took the bus into town, about 30 minutes he would sit on the bus. And these buses, they had a bus driver that would park at each stop, and he would get up out of the seat, and he would go and he would take the money of the people depending on how many stops that you were traveling on the bus. So the bus driver came up to the pastor, and the pastor handed him a bill, and the guy gave him some change back. And the guy sat down, the bus driver sat down and started to drive away. And the pastor was sitting there counting the change that he'd given back to him, and he realized that the man on the bus driver, had given him way too much change back. And so when he was getting off the bus at a stop right by the church, he said, hey, I think you accidentally gave me a few too many pounds, and he gave him some of the bills back. And the man stood up and looked at him, and he said, it wasn't an accident. He said, you don't know me, but for the last couple of weeks, I've been attending at your church. I've been attending and listening to you talk about honesty. And he said, I just wanted to see if you'd be honest. Now, please don't do that to me. I want to tell you, there's a couple of reasons why. I might just say Jehovah Jireh, God provides. I don't know. I hope I'd be honest. But it might just be like, your mistake is my blessing, okay? I'm not sure. I hope I would be honest, okay? But here's the point. We all want something that's real. We want it to be authentic. We want something that we can hold on to that's not just a facade. We live lives with all of the facades of social media and everyone putting their best front up, but behind the curtain, everyone struggles. And so the proof of your faith is in your daily walk, Spurgeon said. Your life preaches louder than your lips. That's why Billy Graham said some people think that going to church on Sunday and owning a dust-covered Bible makes a person a Christian. It is not true. A Christian is one whom Christ dwells, and the person's life will give evidence to this. And so he says, let your conversation be as it becometh the gospel of Jesus Christ, the gospel.